AI never sleeps, and this week has been absolutely insane. We have a new AI that can take one image and create a 3D model of it in real time, like literally in under a second. We have another AI that can take an image of an object and just directly add this object in an existing video. We have another open source video generator that can also control the camera movements and how objects move in the video. We have another AI that can turn a regular video into 3D, so you can watch this with 3D glasses or a VR headset. Nvidia announces a personal supercomputer that can run AI models with hundreds of billions of parameters, so soon you can easily run the top open source models right on your desk. We have a new AI that can create transparent videos so you can overlay these onto existing videos and a lot more. So let's jump right in. Alright, first up, this is already pretty insane. So Stability AI, this is the team behind Stable Diffusion by the way, they've just released SPAR 3D, or Stable Point Aware Reconstruction of 3D Objects. This can take one image and generate a 3D object in real time. And then you can also edit and manipulate this 3D object instantly. This is an insanely fast and powerful tool. You can also edit the 3D objects further, for example by duplicating them, stretching them, or adding features or recoloring certain points. So as you can see in this video, it takes one input image and it can convert it into a point cloud and a 3D mesh. And this thing is lightning fast, so here it says it converts edited point clouds into final meshes in just 0.3 seconds, enabling seamless real-time editing. From a single input image, it generates highly detailed 3D meshes in only 0.7 seconds per object. And so here are some examples, and you can see it can create a 3D object from all these images. Here are a few more examples. So really quickly, here's how it works. The architecture consists of two main stages. In the first stage, your input image is decoded, and then it's run through this specialized point diffusion model, which is used to create a point cloud that captures the object's fundamental structure, like this. And then in the second stage, this triplane transformer processes this point cloud data along with the original image to create 3D data, and this includes things like the geometry and the texture and illumination of the object. Now, of course, this tool would be so useful for things like product design, game design, VR, AR, and animation. And since this is so fast, this basically generates a 3D model in under a second, this allows for real-time editing and it makes modeling workflows a lot faster. Anyways, on this page, they've already released the model weights on Hugging Face, and they have a link to a GitHub repo, which if you click into it and scroll down to the README file, it contains all the instructions on how you can install this and run it locally on your computer. Or if you don't want to run it locally, they also have a free Hugging Face space, which you can run this online. So it's pretty straightforward to use. All you need to do is upload an image, and it would generate a 3D model from that image. So let's test this out. I'm going to use this image of a blue jay, and there are various settings which you can tweak, but I'm just going to leave it at the default values and click Run. And as you can see, it creates a point cloud of this bird, plus it also creates this 3D model in only a few seconds. So this is blazing fast. Anyways, I will link to this main page in the description below. It contains all the links to the Hugging Face space and the model weights and the GitHub repo, so you can check it out further. Okay, this next AI is also pretty insane. It's called Gaze-LLE, and this uses AI to estimate where the person is looking, as you can see in these examples. So imagine you're watching a video of a person and you want to know exactly what they're looking at. Well, that's what this AI can do. So here are some examples. You can select any person in the video. So if we select this person, this AI can point to exactly where this person is looking throughout the video. It even works with images as well. So here are some examples. It doesn't have to be video. And here's another example. This is a pretty neat idea. So here's how it works. It uses a vision transformer model to analyze the input image or a frame of the video to figure out, well, where the person is looking. And the awesome thing is the code is already out on GitHub. So here are all the instructions on how you can install this and run it locally. Or if you scroll down a bit, they also have a Google Colab option, so you can run this for free online on Google Colab. Or they also have a free Hugging Face space. So let's use this photo from the office and see what we get. So after I press submit, note that it detects the gazes of all three characters in the photo. Plus, it even creates individual heat maps. This is like the AI's confidence in predicting where this guy is staring. So the red parts are the most confident, the green and the blue parts have less confidence. So this basically means he's roughly staring within this area. And then it does this for all the different characters. So for this guy, he is staring at this object. And here's like the confidence range in where he's staring. And then finally, for the third character, he is staring back at this guy, and here is the heat map. So a really interesting tool. You can see how this could potentially be used in surveillance or something. Anyways, I will link to this GitHub repo in the description below, so you can play around with it further. And if you thought the previous two tools were impressive, this one is even crazier. So it's called Stereocrafter, and this can basically turn a 2D video into an immersive 3D video using AI. So it can generate videos for different 3D devices. For example, you can create a video that's compatible with these red and green 3D glasses, which you might have seen before in theaters. Or you can also take a video and turn it into an immersive video for VR headsets like the Apple Vision Pro. Or you can also break this video down into left and right views, and these can be used in 3D displays. So here are some results, but I mean, if you're just watching this YouTube video on your computer screen, then of course you're not going to be able to see these 3D effects. You kind of have to wear those red and green glasses or have an Apple Vision Pro to really see that immersive experience. But nevertheless, here are some examples of what the output would look like after you plug a video into this AI. So if you select the output to be compatible with red and green glasses, here is what you get. And here's another example of this very random video of camels, and this is the result. And it also works for animations and cartoons, as you can see in this example. And by the way, if you have an Apple Vision Pro, for example, you can also download the output videos of these demos and then watch them on your Apple Vision Pro and see if it's any good. In theory, it should be an immersive 3D video of this input video. So it would look something like this. If your input video is like this, after you plug it into this AI, this is what it can do. So note that it kind of stretches the edges and makes the video more immersive like this. So here's how it works. The architecture consists of two main stages. In the first stage, the AI kind of creates a depth map of the video. So it figures out how far away objects are from the camera. And then it uses this information to create a warped video that looks like it's in 3D. And then in the second stage, it takes that warped video and then plugs it into this diffusion model to fill in any missing parts and create a complete 3D video. Now at the top here, they've released a technical paper. They've also released some demo videos which you can download. Plus there is a link to the GitHub repo. So if you click on this and scroll down, it already contains all the instructions on how to install this and run it locally. How awesome is that? Anyways, I will link to this main page in the description below for you to read further. Next up, this tool is also crazy. It's called TransPixar, and this can generate videos from text descriptions, but there's more than that. It can create transparent elements like this. So you can overlay these videos onto existing videos as a layer. This is of course really useful for special effects and animations. Now, generating videos with transparent elements is quite tricky. That's because transparent elements need something called an alpha channel, which basically determines how transparent each pixel is in the video. The problem is that most video generators like Sora or Kling, they don't produce alpha channels, and the datasets that were used to train these models also mostly do not contain videos with alpha channels, or basically transparent videos. So to solve this, they introduced a new architecture which still uses a diffusion transformer like all the image and video generators out there, but it incorporates an additional component for the alpha channel so that it can produce videos with transparency as well. So here are some additional demos. Here we have a white dandelion shifting as seen through a large magnifying glass. Here is a forest floor being consumed by spreading magical fire. Here we have a motorcycle drifting and swerving in an enchanted forest. Note that this video is pretty bad quality though, so definitely not up to par with the state-of-the-art video generators that I've introduced throughout my channel. Here we have a statue crumbling to dust. Here is a small explosion rapidly expanding and contracting, and this looks really good. Here is an astronaut running down an alley, also not bad. Here are some more impressive examples. So this is a massive storm forming with swirling clouds and thunderbolts. And you can see how you can easily overlay this on a video to get a thunderstorm effect. Or here is a woman with long black hair streaming as she runs. And even with something as fine as hair, it's able to generate this very well. Here is a portal crackling with arcane magic as it opens. Again, it looks pretty good, and you can see how this can be overlaid on a video for a really cool animation. And here is water splattering in midair. This can be a really useful overlay for like a Coca-Cola commercial. Anyways, not only does it generate videos from text prompts, but you can also input an image, and it can also generate a transparent video from that image. So here are some examples. If you input this dragon, here's the resulting transparent video. Or if you input this burning door, here's the result. And then if you input this image of this spaceship, this is the result. Although I don't know why it's flying backwards for some reason. And then if you input this image of this humanoid robot, here is what we get. Pretty good, I must say. Now, if you scroll up to the top, they have a GitHub repo, which contains all the code and instructions on how you can download and run this locally. Or they also have a Hugging Face demo up here. So if you don't have a good enough GPU, you can also run this online using this space. Anyways, all the links are up here, so I will link to this main page in the description below for you to read further. But you know what? Forget about TransPixar. The next tool is even better. You see, the problem with TransPixar is, yes, it can create these transparent videos, but if you overlay it on top of an existing video, it's going to look really out of place. That's because probably the brightness or white balance or contrast is not correct. It doesn't align with the background video. So this isn't actually a really good idea, to be honest. Now, instead of creating these transparent elements, what if you could just add any object or effect onto an existing video? Well, that brings us to this really cool AI called VideoAnydoor. So this allows you to insert or replace objects in a video with very high accuracy. So here are some examples. Let's say you have this background video and you want to input this butterfly. Well, you just need to upload this image of the butterfly, plug it into this AI, and here's the resulting video. How insane is that? Or here's another example. Let's say you want to insert this cat, and then you have this background video of a woman walking in snow. Well, here's the final result. Again, very impressive. Notice how the input image, the colors are a lot warmer, whereas in this video, the colors are a lot cooler. But in the final video, the AI is able to align the colors of this cat to match this background video. Here's another example. If you want to add this Nemo, I know it's called a clownfish, but I just call it Nemo. If you want to add it to this background video of this coral reef, well, you just need to plug it into this AI, and here's your final result. Here's another example. So if you want to add this fish into this video, well, this is the final result. Note how seamlessly this fish blends in with the existing video. Like if I just saw this output video, I would have no idea that this yellow fish was added with AI. Here's another example. If you want to add this seagull to this background video of the ocean, well, here's the final result. Note that The original image is a lot brighter, the colors are slightly warmer, but this AI can automatically adjust the brightness, contrast, and white balance of the seagull to align with this background video. Here's another really cool example. So let's say you want to input this image of an SUV onto this video. Well, here's what you get. Again, the colors are aligned pretty well with this background video. Now, this opens up so much possibilities. You can use this tool for a video virtual try-on. So let's say you have a video of this model and you want to get her to wear a different shirt. Well, you can just use this AI to swap her clothes. Here's another example of a video clothes swap. Really impressive. Here is yet another example. And note that the AI knows to only swap out her shirt and keep the rest of the video consistent, like the hands, the bag she's holding, the pants, and the shoes. Now, because this AI is so versatile, you can basically add or replace any object in the video. You can also use this as a video face swap. So here, if you input an image of Taylor Swift, and this is your input video, well, it basically swaps out this woman's face for Taylor Swift. And for the most part, it's pretty consistent. Oh my goodness. This is quite uncanny, but anyways, if you want to turn this woman into Elon Musk, well, you just need to plug in a photo of Elon Musk, and this is what you get. And here's another cool use case. So because you can add anything in a video, you can also add logos on someone's shirt in a video. So here's an example of that. How cool is that? Here's another example, where if you want to add this logo to the car, well, you can just plug it into this AI, and it will handle this pretty consistently. Here's another example of adding this Apple logo to this car. Now, if you scroll up to the top, it does say the code is coming soon, so it looks like they will open source this, which is awesome. Anyways, I will link to this page in the description below for you to read further. Next up, this is a super useful feature. So one of my favorite AI video generators, Minimax or Hailuo, has finally released a feature that allows you to create consistent characters. So if you go to create, at least for me, because I am a creative partner, I see this tab, but I think by the time this video goes out, everyone should have access to this tab as well. If not, they're gonna release it really soon. Anyways, it's really easy to use. So you just need to upload a photo of a reference character. So let's go with Mona Lisa and then write in a prompt. So for example, she is sitting in a library, and then press run, and this is what you get. How insane is that? This looks exactly like Mona Lisa, but it's making her sit in a library and talk. I mean, this looks super accurate and consistent. It definitely aligns with the facial features of Mona Lisa. And by the way, here are some other examples from other users. So as you can see, this is a really powerful tool. Here are some other examples from other users. You can see it also works very well with anime and 3D characters, and also animals. And this is such a powerful tool because before, in order to create videos with consistent characters, you need to train a LoRa with a lot of photos of a character and then generate photos using Stable Diffusion or Flux with these LoRas to use as the starting frame of the video and then plug it into Minimax. But now I no longer need to do this step. I just need to upload any photo of a character into Minimax and then add a prompt, and it would generate a video for me with this character. So this is really convenient, and this unleashes a ton of creative possibilities. Let me tell you about this awesome tool called Chat-LLM by our sponsor Abacus AI. This allows you to use the best AI models out there all in one integrated platform. This includes the latest O1 Preview, O1 Mini, as well as other state-of-the-art models like GPT-4o and Claude Sonnet 3.5. Plus, they have a new Route LLM feature, which automatically picks the best LLM to use based on your prompt. You can also generate images right from the chatbot, and they're using the best generator out there, Flux Pro. Plus, you can even generate videos with a single prompt. Plus, it has a really cool artifacts feature, so if you're coding or building something with it, it allows you to view and interact with the app side by side. They also have a new coding tool called Code-LLM. This works exactly like VS Code, but it's supercharged with AI. You can chat with an AI on the side to help you generate or edit code, or you can even press tab to autocomplete code. This allows you to code way faster. They also have a new feature called AI Engineer, which allows you to create your own custom chatbot fine-tuned on your own custom data or instructions. This is a really powerful way for you to use the best AI models out there all in one platform. Try it out via the link in the description below. Alright, next up, as you may know, one of the biggest tech events in the world, the Consumer Electronics Show or CES, is happening this week. And there are a lot of big brands that have showcased some insane products. And during this event, Nvidia also made some really exciting announcements. First, they introduced Digits, and this is a compact personal AI supercomputer that anyone can use right on their desk. And this has enough compute to handle a lot of AI tasks. So at the heart of this Digits supercomputer is the GB10 Grace Blackwell superchip. This is Nvidia's top-of-the-line GPU, and just for context, this allows you to run AI models with up to 200 billion parameters all within this device, all locally and offline. I mean, for your information, even an RTX 4090 has quite a hard time handling a Llama 70B model, which is 70 billion parameters. So the fact that this supercomputer can handle 200 billion parameters is fantastic. Now, you can even combine two of these supercomputers together using what is called their ConnectX network, and this allows you to run even bigger models like the Llama 405B, which has 405 billion parameters. You know, I can't believe we can already run a 400 billion parameter model just on a tiny device on our desk. This is really exciting. And as you can see here, the device is quite compact. You can comfortably place this on a desk. Now, that being said, the starting price isn't cheap, but it's also not crazy expensive. So they set it at $3,000 for now, and the plan is to release it in May of this year. So I'm personally really excited for this. Hope I can get my hands on one eventually and test out more powerful AI models on my computer. Anyways, besides this AI supercomputer, Nvidia also unveiled Project R2X. This is an AI-powered avatar which can help you with tasks on your computer. So basically this is like an avatar which lives in the corner of your screen, which you can talk to, but it also has vision capabilities. In other words, it can also analyze your screen and understand what's going on. So they can assist you with various tasks on your computer in real time. Here's a quick demo.
Introducing Project R2X, an RTX-powered digital human interface for developers and enthusiasts building AI agents. Hey R2X, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
What can you do for me on my PC?
I can help you with application usage, analyze and summarize documents, and assist with tasks during your Microsoft Teams meetings.
How do I use generative AI to replace the jacket in this photo?
In Photoshop, use the generative fill feature. First, select the jacket with the selection tool. Then, click on generative fill in the contextual taskbar. Describe the replacement you'd like, and Photoshop will generate options for you.
Could I share an insurance policy with you?
Sure, please go ahead and share it. I've got the insurance policy open. How can I assist you with it?
Great. I had some snow melt on my roof that caused a leak. Does my insurance policy cover that?
Your policy includes coverage for damage caused by snowmelt.
All right, next up, we have a new in the wild video of this SE01 humanoid robot. Now, I featured this robot before in a previous video, and this is the one with the most lifelike walking posture out there. I mean, just look at how fluid and natural it walks. And you might be wondering, this is just walking. What's so special about this? Well, it's actually quite an impressive achievement in robotics that addresses one of the biggest challenges in humanoid robot design. You see, our bodies are pretty soft. We have muscles and ligaments that act like a cushion when we move around, and this helps absorb shocks and keeps stress off our joints and bones. So our movements are pretty fluid and we can move around pretty naturally. However, robots are made of hard materials, right? So they don't have this natural cushioning. So it's actually really hard to design a robot that can walk as naturally as this. It requires some pretty clever engineering to make this work. Now, from this previous demo video, some people might have been skeptical. Does this actually work as well as they showcased? Well, finally, this week we do have a new video, and this is a in the wild video of the SEO1 just casually walking around. And you can see it does indeed walk very naturally and quickly. And this is a real legit video, as confirmed by a few reputable folks in the AI space, including Dr. Jim Fan from Nvidia. And this is not a well-known company or robot, especially compared with Unitree or Tesla's Optimus, but I think this should be on our radars. This is a really impressive robot with some smart engineering in place. Alright, next up, this AI is very powerful. It's called Diffusion as shader, and here's what it does. It allows you to create a video from an image or another video, but it also gives you control over the camera angle, the camera movements, as well as how the objects move or what the characters do in the video. This is a super flexible tool. So for example, if you input this image, it actually generates a depth map and constructs a 3D model of this scene. And then from that, you can manipulate and move whatever you want. So in this example, they are rotating this doll. Or here's another example where if you input this image of a motorcycle, you can get this motorcycle to rotate like this. Or if this is your input image and you want this building to take off like a spaceship, it handles this pretty well. Or you can also input this image of a banana and then get it to hover in the air. So a really powerful and flexible tool. Here are some more examples. You can see it also works pretty well with this anime 2D scene. So again, if this is your input image and you plug it into this AI, you can basically move the camera around like this. Here's another example of this light on the ground, and you can see it animates this really well. It even knows to animate the rain and the cars driving, plus notice how the light reflects off of the street. This looks very realistic. And you can specify the camera movement to whatever you want. So instead of just moving up, down, left, right, you can also get it to move in a spiral. And so for example, if your input image is like this, and you get the camera to move in a spiral pattern, this is your final result. And here are some more examples with this spiral pattern. But there's more you can do with this. So let's say you have this animation that you've generated in Blender or whatever. Well, you can just transfer the movement of this character onto whatever character you want. So here's an example of this in action. And here are some more examples. So if this is your input animation and you prompt it with a muscular man, it indeed generates a video of a muscular man, but he is moving according to your input animation. Here's another example. If the prompt is man in a suit and this is your input animation, well, here's your output. It indeed generates a man in the suit, but he is moving according to your input animation. And similarly, you can also transfer the movement of any character or object in an existing video to a new video. So for example, if you input this video and then you prompt it with something else like this blue alien or a robot or this frog-like alien creature, well, it will generate a video of all those creatures, but they will move according to your input video. Here's another example of this input video of a swan swimming across a lake. And you can see, based on whatever you prompt it with, it will change the appearance of everything in the video, but the swan will continue to move according to your input video. Here's another example where the input image is this bear cub running around, but if you prompt it with a yellow fox runs on the grass, this is what you get. So very flexible tool. Anyways, their GitHub page has a ton of examples, so I'll just link to it and you can view more of these demos if you want to. And by the way, here's how it works. So first it takes in an image and it actually generates a depth map from the image. So it kind of predicts where things are located in a 3D space. And then from this 3D model, it can then generate what is called a 3D tracking video based on however you want to control it. So for example, you can change the camera movements or the motion of the objects in the video. And then afterwards, it goes through this diffusion model to generate the final video. Now, at the top of this page, they do have a link to a GitHub repo, and it says they will release the code before February 10th. So stay tuned for that. It's great that they are open sourcing this. For now, I will link to this page in the description below for you to read further. Next up, this AI is also very interesting. The project is called Generative Multiview Relighting for 3D Reconstruction under Extreme Illumination Variation, and I don't think there's a short name for this, but let's just call it Relight. And here's what it does. This is an AI that can create a 3D model from a bunch of photos taken in different lighting conditions. So here are some examples. Let's say you have a series of photos of this object, but you can see it's taken at various angles and in different lighting conditions. So the white balance is different, the colors, the brightness, the saturation, everything is just not consistent across all these photos. And traditionally, it's extremely hard to create a 3D model from all these images because it's really hard to guess what's the true color or shape or texture of this object if the photos are not consistent. Well, finally, this new AI is able to handle this. It can take in all these photos with different backgrounds, with different lighting conditions. For example, one could be extremely dark, the other could be extremely bright. You can have all these different photos, but it's able to calibrate everything and merge all these photos together to create a 3D model of an object. So here are some more examples. You can see in this series of photos, it's again taken in different angles, in various lighting conditions. In some photos, the white balance is a lot cooler. In other photos, it's a lot warmer in color. But after you plug all these photos into an AI, it's able to calibrate everything and generate a consistent 3D model of this object. So really quickly, here's how it works. It takes each photo and runs it through a special relighting diffusion model, which basically takes all the photos and makes them look like they were taken with the same lighting. So you can see for these input photos, the brightness, the contrast, the colors might be different, but after going through this relighting diffusion model, it calibrates everything so that all photos have the same lighting conditions. And this way, it can then create a 3D model of the object that looks consistent at all angles. And then next, it also uses something called shading embeddings. And this basically helps the AI understand how the object reflects light in different ways. And this makes the 3D object look more realistic when you place it in any background or environment. So anyways, this is a super useful tool for making 3D objects. You don't need a fancy studio with professional lighting and cameras to take photos of an object and turn that into a 3D model. You can just point your phone at an object and take random photos at different angles and in different lighting conditions or backgrounds, but then through this AI, you can still generate a consistent and realistic looking 3D model. Anyways, I will link to this page in the description below for you to read further. That sums up the highlights in AI this week. I've covered a ton of really cool tools. This week has had a ton of bangers. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of this and which tool are you most looking forward to trying out. As always, I will be on the lookout for the top AI news and tools to share with you. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Also, there's just so much happening in the world of AI every week. I can't possibly cover everything on my YouTube channel. So to really stay up to date with all that's going on in AI, be sure to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. The link to that will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.